Alright guys, how you guys doing today? This particular video is about the ADC coalition. Happy weekend to every one of you. Pardon my manner. It's about the ADC coalition. As you know, a lot of them went into the coalition, including our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, Atiku, Rotimi Amaechi, and many other big wings. But waiting concern this matter, why carry on and I be say who they go give tickets. Now, notice I don't ask this question for the past couple of days now. Say who they will give ticket for this coalition. Rotimi Amaechi last night granted an interview, which we are going to be expatiating on tonight on our live broadcast, saying if he's giving the ticket, he will run for 110. Same way Peter Obi say he will run for 110 as well if he's giving the ticket. My people, in case you are not getting this, it means that this coalition of a thing is not going to be automatic ticket for Peter Obi. Peter Obi is going to fight for it. Remember, there are other people in the same coalition that are fighting for this ticket. Atiku is going to fight for it all over again. I want you guys to watch this video because I have a couple of things to say. Let's watch this.
We should have the capacity to unseat him in 2027.
Why not you wait? You know, that's what PDP thought. That's what PDP thought. PDP, as far as PDP was concerned, nobody can remove them from office. Why? Incumbency. The power of the people is by far greater than incumbency. How was the Prime Minister of Bangladesh chased out of office? The people. You can kill as much as you want. You can kill 100% if you want to shoot. That's your business. But when the people want their power back, you can't stop them. So ADC has just one responsibility. Don't campaign for an ADC president. Campaign that the people must come out. Because what the president is doing, and the APC is doing, is to increase voter parties and nobody comes out that day. Our responsibility is to ensure that...
Do you trust INEC?
I don't.
So you think that the result is already written before 2027?
No. If you say that, people won't come out to vote. Written or not, people should come out and vote and wait in every INEC office and they'll see what will happen. So when you say, what will ADC do if it got into power? We clear the first and most important thing is to provide food. You can't clear insecurity if the economy is down. I listened to the NSA and the teaching for the first staff, where they said the greatest cause of insecurity is poverty, is hunger. So if we're not able to provide food, then this security will continue. And key to ADC and ADC government is that there will be food. There will be food. You see, it's not about the rich. The rich can provide food for themselves. But the poor must have access to those food so that they'll be able to eat. They're not asking for the best.
We will have spent 4 years by 2027. Mm-hmm. And Peter Obi, for example, said, I won't spend more than one term. Would you be considering that too?
Of
or
course.
Is the ADC considering
of course.
a one term for a southerner?
Of course. Let me tell you why. For now, the way Nigeria is, you must keep to that agreement, unwritten agreement that says South 8 years, North 8 years. Okay, that's the question you need to ask. I led a fight against the PDP government. Mm-hmm. Why? Because there was an agreement that the current government, the government at that time must spend 4 years. And after 4 years, the government reneged. And I said, no, that would be unfair. That would be instability at its peak because the North will react. So the best thing to do is to do what? Is to support another candidate to continue the balance of power. Just like I would be among those saying to the North. No, the South must be allowed to complete their tenure. If the South is not allowed to complete their tenure, then we have made a mistake in supporting.
So if you get a ticket, you only do one time.
Of course.
ADC. What is going on?
All of us belong to ADC. Every member of the opposition who belongs to the coalition is a member of the ADC. Are we stopping at that? No, the answer is no. The answer is that I had a committee with the mandate of the coalition to pursue the registration of ADA. Now, if INEC had registered ADA, we would probably not have bothered about going to ADC. So it's INEC that is frustrating the political space is closed for the benefit of APC. You know, I come to say that the INEC chairman is not ashamed.
How do you mean? Because today they publish the procedure of registration.
Other procedure, most of them have been complied with. In fact, what is holding ADA for now is that we are yet to bring the address of our offices and the officers of the party. That will submit.
But why do you say that they are blocking it?
Okay, but
you have not completed.
No, there are others that are completed. They say 101. I can tell you before. The ADA is a new thing. There were others that I don't want to call the other parties that had gone ahead for registration, and INEC just ignored it completely. Their rents have expired. So the chairman of INEC is deliberately doing that so that there will be nobody fighting APC. And they're not even ashamed that after they organized the worst election. I will be ashamed.
Which election is that?
The last presidential election. The last election, the 2023 election. And the way things are going, I doubt that if we're not careful, if Nigerians don't stand up, because what ADC will do, and I said that all of us will do that, is to mobilize Nigerians to rise, to vote, and to stop these people from leaving, including the INEC. Because those who constitute this rigging machine are not up to 10, in fact, 2% of the population. The rest, 98, must get up and stop them. Because if not, you start crying again. No, why I laugh? When people were voting in Lagos, some of them were voting, this is my brother. Now, the market has no brother or sister. The market
for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you indeed.
How are you?
Yeah. Have you officially resigned from APC?
Yes, I did.
When was this?
But I think it was on Tuesday.
Oh, so recent.
No.
So you resigned from the ward or from the state?
From the ward. Where else will I resign? I'd already transmitted my letter to the ward chairman. So I directed one of my staff from my village to convey the letter to the ward chairman that I've left the party, if there was any party called APC, by the way. In Nigeria, there are just two classes. There's nothing like middle class, the rich, and the poor. Now, it's either you're the rich class, and the rich class is tumbling straight away to the poor class. They are disappearing too. So you have a society in this current government where only those who are members of this government are the rich class, while the poor is increasing. But as we are going, it will get a day that you may not likely see the poor. It will only be the rich class, because they will have all died.
Why should Nigerians trust you? Because you said to Nigerians that PDP was not the way. Now you're saying that APC is not the way.
Okay. So let's start with PDP. We disagreed with the way PDP was running government.
Under Jonathan?
Yes. And we queried it. We tried to consult amongst ourselves, tried to talk to them and all that, and the changes were not being made. But again, you will say to yourself, don't forget that the governors then were governors. Now, the governors can't even talk. When I heard that the chairman of Governors Forum was appointed by the president, I almost collapsed. The disagreement between President Jonathan and the Governors Forum was because he wanted to appoint for us. He wanted to appoint for us a chairman, and we refused. We asked for election. And the election took place, and I had 19 votes, as against Jang, who had 16. So, and we had a voice. Do you still have that voice now? The answer is no. Everybody's on the run. Now, when we thought that, okay, so let's go join the new party that's coming up, APC and all that, we thought we had an agenda. Did everybody, was all the thing fulfilled? The answer is no. Not everything was achieved. Buhari will tell you that he didn't achieve all that he planned for, but at least it's better than the current government. By all standards. In terms of security, President Buhari focused on security. In transportation, I'm open to any challenge on transportation. Again, the independence of INEC was higher in Buhari's government than now. Now, they can't even register a party because government officials are telling them not to register a party. So how do you make INEC an umpire when he's already listening to government and making sure that government does not register a party? Those who applied to INEC for registration, their rents are
So the question is, are you not complicit in what you condemn this government of?
Because
you are one of those who preach this party to Nigerians.
I look like the president.
No, but you are his friend. You sat side by side with him to form the APC.
I praise you. You're a Yoruba man like him, so you're his brother.
So what am I to you?
You're my brother, because you're Nigerian. But most importantly, so
interesting thing, I'm from Kwara. I'm a northerner.
When it fits you, Shehu is another name. It's no longer a Yoruba name.
But the big question here is that there are those of you, and you have questioned. Yes.
First, you are not being fair to the Buhari government. But
I'm not the one who said it.
Okay,
the economists who said that our economy under Buhari was in tatters.
No problem. So let's assume it's true. This one is burying it. The current government has completely buried the government.
With all of the economic policies.
What economic policies?
The removal of
economic policies any economic policy that does not put money in the pockets of individual Nigerians is not an economic policy. Okay, there's a question I've been asking. Suddenly, I don't know whether the IMF or World Bank has joined me to ask that question. You are making savings from removing subsidy, from floating naira. Please, where is the money?
What about this? Federating units are getting lot more.
What about inflation? So you get 60,000 naira, for instance. In Buhari's government, that will buy you 10 tires, let's assume. You get today 120,000 naira. You buy only 4. So which one do you prefer?
But this government has said we're making hard decisions that will better the lot of Nigerians down the road.
You have seen me say I have never criticized those economic policies. What I'm saying is that there is an outcome to those economic policies. Where is the money going to?
The elites of Nigeria are not a problem of Nigeria. We are not up to 20,000 elites that are stealing Nigerian money. Okay, no problem. 100,000 elites. But you have 200 million Nigerians that can fight 100,000 men. And then you sit down in your house and you're complaining and grumbling. What makes you think that the elites will remove their hands from the ceiling? If all you do is sit down in your house and grumble. and organize one small lecture on how you're feeling. Who told you the earlies don't know how you're feeling? They know how you're feeling. They know you're not happy. If they don't know, you will not see them in their girlfriend's house after 6 p.m. You know why? Because they are running away from you. They are scared. But you are helpless, not because the elders want you to be helpless. You are helpless because you make yourself what? Helpless. So why are we gathering here? What survey? No matter the survey you bring out today, the elders already know that I was once a governor. The moment I see robbery, kidnapping, I know that there is no money in the society. So Commissioner for Finance pay contractors, pay those who are owing. When you pay, what happens? He pays his workers, he pays these people who have suppliers who have supplied him goods. They in turn go to the market, they buy goods, they pay the tailor, they pay the doctor, the money goes around, and then the crime wave will reduce. I had that board in my office, I checked it regularly. Do you know how I check it too? By making sure I go to night parties. I'm not a night party person, but I go to clubs with minimal or no security. So I test if my life is under threat, then there is danger, there is problem. What's the problem? Economy. Okay, when you tell people, Tinubu, you say Tinubu was not elected by them. So what did you do? What did you do? The same elites who rigged the election are on the street. What have you done? No, for Christ's sake, until Nigerian citizens stop blaming the elites, nothing will change in Nigeria. Absolutely nothing. The next election may come and go, and somebody puts himself in power. You say, no worry, I'll be only 4 years. After 4 years, he will go. He will come and say 8 years. Nothing will happen. In fact, if one madman comes and says, I want to do life presidency, you will do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just pray that there is no madman that will come and say, I want to do life presidency. Because all he will do is send chief of army staff, IG of police, custom, everybody, and put his own men, carry gun, and you run away. Go to Bangladesh, right? The day they got tired of that woman, what did they do? They chased her out. Go to, is it Peru or Chile? Nigeria is the most docile society I have seen in my life. You're clapping for this. If we line up the thieves here now, you clap for them. You know, I told my wife, I want to Jabba. If I want to Jabba, I won't Jabba like you people. They will give me official visa to come and stay in their country, any country. She says, no, I can't leave Nigeria. Because Nigeria is lovable. It's lovely. I mean, if you go back to when we were students. And the last time this country saw something that looks like revolution was when we were students, 1983 to 87. Who were the people that fought the military government? Not you. It's not you. NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, ASU, NLC, they are dead. Imagine them arresting somebody who says he was NANS president. In our time, he arrests our president. All the universities in the country will be on strike. If you say tomorrow there is protest and you are coming from town in a taxi, a girl or a boy, they will first of all beat you up before we talk about the government. So everybody must participate. Okay, so we pushed away the military. Clap for ourselves. Not you, don't clap for yourself. I say clap for myself because I was part of it. And we brought in the politicians. The politicians have shown that they are worse than the military. The military stole money, but they were mindful of how much they were stealing. And they were not showing the public who were stealing. They were denying, were they not? They were not driving Jaguar. They were not driving Rolls Royce. Now, they don't use 504. They don't even use ordinary Toyota cars that are official cars that we use. If you see their convoys now, brand new Mercedes-Benz, bulletproof because they know you are angry, Jaguar, Rolls Royce, nobody stops them, for Christ's sake. So what did you call us to come and do? The difference with what you're calling us and this is that while the politicians know that people are not happy, they don't know the number of persons. I did 92% or 98%. So all you can do here now that will be different for what the politicians know is that you put a figure to it. If you say it's a lie, tell a politician to go to Kaduna by night alone. If he goes alone, he will go with a military-sized bulletproof car, bought again with your money. No. Can we please go home and think? Oh, we don't want to die. You mothers. Oh, my child. Prophet Sam Amadi taught me in university when I read law. Please tell me, has there been any revolution without blood? Any revolution without blood is rebellion. Please check Bangladesh. Hundreds died. Dying. You kill 50 today, they carry the body, go and bury. The next day, early morning, all of them come out. When the woman saw that more persons wanted to die, what happened? She ran away. The same with Peru. Kenya. People stop inviting me to this kind of thing. Thank you very much.
This whole thing, they shock me now. Yes. Although I foreseen it, but it's shocking me more. I don't know about you. This coalition of a thing, as you know, the reason why I'm mentioning ADC or coalition or whatever, because my principal is part of them. Normally, I shouldn't have any business with this at all. But tonight, I have a lot to talk about concerning this interview, because we're going to play the whole interview later on. Play the interview of Dati Ahmed, and also, play other affiliated videos, so that you and I will know where they come from and possibly where will they go. This is NAIJA Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that's affecting you and I. Take care, guys, and bye for now.